Great.
Are we in Kaz emotional overload power walking? Why are you walking so fast?
No reason.
I figure that's the same reason I'm walking so fast.
I'm just excited to see Esmeralda.
Yeah, Artemis is walking twice as fast ahead of you two. Hubba.
All right. So with that, we make it back to the Abbey.
She saw me kill that god, right?
We make it back to the Abbey. Very quiet. A smattering of snow has covered the ground. The time's yours.
Oh. That blows my mind every time.
What? The time?
Happens every time.
Time is mine? All the time? Kaz is immediately on guard because she doesn't know where Vasilka is or what she's capable of.
Sure.
So as we are emotional overload power walking, we get to the gate and Kaz just like slams on the brakes and stops and like throws out, a seatbelt arm, and has her spear and starts walking very quietly. Damn snow.
Kaz, what is the problem?
We don't know where Vasilka is.
And that'll click for Drogar. He does the same thing, because you're right.
Where are you headed?
Where are we headed? I guess the library?
That's what I think.
The library
I think we were
ultimately.
headed-
I'd like to pass through the dining room where the symbol of the morning wood is.
And I think we're going to the pantry, too. I think we were going to, like...
Okay.
Yes.
Those are in two different directions. So the dining room is in one wing, and then the library and the chambers where you stayed and all that is in another. So where would you like to go
Let's get a snack first?
I think a
and
snack.
then we'll...
I really
And
like
also-
the idea.
We could take a short rest while we're there.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
regain
That's a
hit
good idea,
points
yeah,
and,
yeah.
like, get our basic stuff back. And...
Quick question. Did Esmeralda have a book she needed a cipher for, or she was...
She had something that she had a piece of the puzzle,
Yeah.
which she was unwilling to share with you on your
Okay.
first meeting. But what she was looking for was some clue that could start to unravel the ball of
Okay,
yarn, so to speak.
so...
Which ostensibly
we
you
need
have
to...
found.
So we need to, just be like, look what we found. Are you willing to be our friend now? But first, let's get a snack.
So,
Do we pass by the graveyard as we?
the graveyard is outside the actual walls of the Abbey.
I thought I remembered like passing by that before we went.
You
in to
would pass
dine.
by it, yeah. You could. Well, you see it at a distance, yes.
Could I just, while we're walking by there, I would love to just walk around there a little bit, knowing now what I know about Vasilka, and thinking back to them digging up the graves. I just want to walk through there a little bit and just see what I see.
You do so, making your way to the graves outside the Abbey walls. Walking through, many are still sort of covered up, untouched, with the snow resting softly on the marcations of the graves. Many of them are dug up. The hard and at this point the turned earth really compacted and frozen solid, making the kind of difficult terrain to traverse. But you do see, looking down into the various graves, many of the bodies remarkably well preserved, as if they like no sign they could be sleeping, except for the fact that many of them have various pieces missing, a hand from one, a forearm from another, a leg here and there.
They're just laying there.
They're just laying there.
Do an Arcana check on that?
Sure.
See, I'm thinking like prestidigitation, something.
What are you trying to determine?
Like, if there's something keeping them that preserved, if there's magic keeping them.
Sure,
that preserved,
sure, yeah.
That's a 19.
There has to be, because otherwise, I mean, you don't know how long these bodies are here, but certainly, if they've been buried, you would assume that they would have begun to pass at a certain point. But you guess, Drogar, your best guess is that there is some power emanating from the Abbey itself that perhaps leaves these resting bodies intact.
So Drogar will see the bodies and we'll kind of look at Winnie and then we'll look at the Abbey and kind of put like two and two together and be like, by the light, this place truly is blessed.
Is it him, or is it Saint Markovia, or something else?
Young Wincelet, what if I said that it was not Saint Markovia or the abbot in particular, but it is the very bones of these buildings?
But I just can't imagine a building having that much power without somebody's bones or somebody's spirit. Markovia, what, she protects the ill, she heals the ill?
Yes.
I wonder.
Perhaps she keeps them preserved.
I wonder.
Perhaps all these people were ill.
Yeah. There's nothing we can do for them now, right? Okay, and then I will start.
Well, however, not now, although I would leave them here. Perhaps once the devil is vanquished, we may be able to preserve their souls.
They should rest now, though,
Yes.
just in case.
Yes.
So I'll start just reburying, like just pushing dirt back into the graves, so
Okay.
that they're not just exposed to the elements.
Sure. It's a hard task, as much as the earth is now frozen a little bit. With the, it's very, very cold up here. You, in fact, that hour walk up the hill to the actual abbey, like the temperature drops like 4 degrees, and so it's it's huge, which I mean to the skin is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like then we would only be able to do one together, and then I'll be like, I'll be back, and then I'll head into the dining room.
Great. Okay. So making your way back into the abbey and heading back into the dining room, as you make your way into that room where the abbot first hosted you. Yesterday? Boy,
Yeah.
time works funny in Barovia, doesn't it?
Like 12 hours ago?
Yeah,
Like,
not that long
not
ago.
even.
Not that long ago. As you walk in, your ears pick up the clamor and clanking of silverware and dishes. Your nose takes in the sense of a prepared breakfast, and you see Vasilka moving through the motions, setting the table for breakfast.
Oh,
She doesn't even
jeez.
seem to take much notice of you as you make your way.
Oh,
Oh boy.
boy.
My God.
Well, hey, at least we have breakfast.
Oh my god, I feel suddenly so out of my depth.
Well, who would like to talk to the soulless husk? Nose goes. Nobody? All right, I guess I have to do all the hard.
Oh boy.
Drogar will bite the point. Lady Vasilka.
And she kind of turns like airily and daintily around to receive you, and she again she still has her veil pulled back.
No!
Yeah. So it's
Oh, you
that-
haven't seen that shit.
Good God!
Oh, I guess nobody has.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So she turns, and so for the first time, the rest of you see with the veil pulled back, she has very delicate features, but her eyes are just like you can see the back of the
Sockets.
socket. Yeah.
Oh, so I'm kind of thrown aback a little bit, and then I stop, and I'm like, of course.
I've prepared a bit of a feast for all of you. The master is unusually late for breakfast, but please do feel free to start in without us.
Vasilka, your master is gone.
Is he traveling? Why would he tell you and not me? Has he gone to Ravenloft? Is it time at last? Oh, hello, Winchester.
Hi, Vasilka.
No hard feelings.
Oh no.
Your master has been vanquished.
I don't take your meaning, master.
You're really making this hard. Your master is dead.
No, that's not possible.
I assure you it is. You see, Vasilka, your master was a creature that is known as a deva,
Oh yes, bright and powerful as the dawn.
but he was corrupt.
Oh no, it's this place you see that is corrupt.
Yes. And that corruption spread to him. You see, when he invited us to stay, he invited us into a room that was filled with flowers that kept us asleep.
Yes, I picked them myself.
Right. And in that time, unbeknownst to the three of us, he would have taken Winnie's eyes,
To use for me, yes.
thus killing the child.
Well, the way the master explained it to me is that one can go on living without eyes.
I see. Well, naturally, in a situation where the child of our group is threatened, retaliation was taken.
But I don't understand. You wanted the devil defeated, and my master wanted the devil defeated. Why ever would you find yourselves enemies? You both serve the light, do you not?
Vasilka, your master, used to serve the light. The light, or the idea of the light at which he served, was twisted and malformed. His truth was his and his alone. It was not. It was corrupted. I ask you this: who would take the eyes of an innocent child?
The way it was explained to me is that it is a noble and small sacrifice for the benefit of all the lives contained within this valley.
Yes. I'm sure that's how it was explained.
If I am misquoting the master, please do forgive me. I have only been alive for a matter of weeks, and so my learning is not quite as rounded out as one may have hoped.
Vasilka, what was it like when you first came alive?
Well, there was the master, and he told me I had a great and glorious purpose, and then began teaching me things. To cook, to clean, poetry, started my education of classic literature, cartography, geography, astrology, biology, chemistry, all matter of sources. He wanted to be prepared to answer any of the Count's questions, though not to appear smarter than him, of course. But you understand.
What if I told you that you no longer need to serve the Count?
Well then, what else shall I do?
Whatever you like.
I would like to serve the Count and save the valley.
Vasilka, I have a friend, and her name is Irina. Did the abbot tell you anything about her?
Irina. No, the name is not familiar, I'm afraid.
Well, Strahd took her to his castle to be his lady, or whatever. Vasilka, Strahd does not want a wife.
He doesn't, but the master said.
He has them already. He wants a prisoner. Are you a prisoner?
I don't know.
Do you feel like a prisoner here? Are you trapped?
Well, this is where I have always been. I've never been anywhere else. Does that make me a prisoner?
No. But you were told your entire life that you were to serve one purpose.
Yes.
And you were not given the choice as to whether you wanted to fulfill said purpose.
Well, choice doesn't have anything to do with it. When you are called by the light, that is what you do.
Yes. I can see how one telling you that would give you that impression. Vasilka, if the light had called you, you would have felt it. You would be driven to the task all on your own. I am afraid that the master was using you. Strahd is a terrible, terrible man, if he can even be called that.
This is all rather a lot to take in.
Of course it is.
Well, if my master is truly gone, as you say, and I am no longer to be Strahd's bride, what is left for me other than preparing breakfast?
There's other places you can make breakfast.
There's also other things that you can learn, my dear. Hunting and tracking. archery.
The master said those are quite unladylike pursuits.
Oh, to hell with me. The nine hells be damned. What it is for a lady to do. And he'll kind of come close to Vasilka, and he's going to pull a piece of his purple fabric, and he's going to rip a piece off, and he's going to gently wrap it around her face, and just kind of tie off so that she has like
a sash.
Beautiful purple blindfold now instead of just these open sockets. He's going to tie it up. He's going to just kind of do like a little tight, not like tight enough that it hurts. He's just going to go, you, Vasilka, were given life. But you were not given the responsibility of it. And I tell you that your responsibility now is to find your way.
These are wise and kind things you are saying, and I am gracious for the gifts that you give, but these all seem things that apply to one whom has a soul. I was told that I do not. I was not born. I was made for one specific purpose. I am a tool, like a hammer or saw. And if there are no nails to hammer or logs to chop, what is my purpose then? Am I alive? Was I born?
I think you were, my dear. There are many definitions as to what the soul is. Spirit, ephemeral, something that cannot be seen but courses through every living creature. Some of us just have the gut feeling when we sense it. You are a living, breathing creature, Vasilka. You were just led astray. And you are worthy of these things of which we speak.
I don't really know what to say.
And that's okay.
Well,
The first thing that you can do is you can sit down with us and enjoy this breakfast that you labored so hard to make.
yes, by all means, please, I do sit. It seems you've all had a trying night. Please, refresh yourself.
We shall do so after you take the first bite.
Me?
Yes, you.
Very well. Do you know, I have always quite fancied the pheasant. And she moves over to one of the little, you know, it's just like one of those little game birds, you know, it's like the size of a tennis ball. And she very gingerly, like at one of the the place settings, she takes the first set of silverware, the knife and the dainty little two-pronged fork. Just kind of like cuts
Looks
a
like
little
the
bit
Grinch
of,
cutting
yeah,
the roast
exactly.
beast. Daintily.
Deposits a bite into her mouth.
And I'll gesture for everybody else to like.
Yeah.
Sit
And she
down.
says, yes, please, one thing I learned in etiquette is that a meal is always best shared with company.
Well, that I can most certainly agree to.
So you sit down. You eat?
Yeah.
Very good.
And tell me, Miss Vasilka, how do you find your cooking today?
Do you know, I'm a mite good at this, I suspect. I suspect I might be all right at this.
Yes.
You are very, very good at this.
Handful of like.
Like one bite per bird. One bird per bite.
Artemis too is gonna be like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find my friend Esmeralda and see if she'd like to join us for breakfast. No, I'll make my way.
Okay.
Oh, Esmeralda! There's some breakfast prepared.
So, the rest of you sit. Artemis, where are you headed?
Oh boy.
The library.
As everyone settles in to have a meal with Vasilka, Artemis, you make your way back out through the courtyard into the library. And I don't know, I think I didn't quite describe this last time, but the library is set up, there are these vast volumes of books, and they kind of like fan out in aisles from a central location. As you move in, there's this one central location, and then in all directions, the aisles just sort of spread out. At the center of this sort of like entrance chamber where all the aisles split off from is another of these huge statues of Saint Markovia, like you saw in the sept, the
tomb.
the tomb,
Tom.
the tomb, tome team tom, tums. Yes. Sort of making your way through the library down the aisle, which you recognize and met her at last. You again come. She's sort of at a table with a lit candle on one corner with all sorts of papers and books splashed out over it. And you hear the scratching of a pen as you approach. Artemis, you're a ranger. You're pretty used to moving. Like, you can move your way through a space pretty stealthily, pretty quietly. You're very accustomed
So I
to.
don't want to surprise her though, so I like knock on like a shelf and be like, my lady?
You needn't knock. I could smell you coming from a mile away.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Well, no, you all had a heck of a night. I'd say it's pretty usual.
That we did, and we still have a lot of work ahead of us, but before we get to that work, I'd like to invite you to come join us for some breakfast.
Breakfast? Prepared by who?
Vasilka, she seems alright still.
You just killed the master of this place last night, and today you again dine of the foods from one of his underlings. Did you test it for poison? Did you make sure it would not do you harm?
We did last time. It seemed alright. She seems okay.
Ay, ayora.
I guess we should get back and check on my friends then, because I think they might have started eating.
I do appreciate the invitation, Artemis. That's very sweet. I am not, how you would say, a people person.
But everyone's got to eat.
Yes, that is true. Biologically.
Fair enough, I'll bring you some leftovers. I'll test it first. Don't worry.
How?
My friend's got some spells. I'll eat it first. We'll figure it out.
You know there are poisons that cannot be affected by smell alone, or taste, for that matter. How will you handle that?
Well, if I make it back to you with the food, it means I didn't die from it, so we can figure it's alright.
I do not agree with your methods, but your logic is airtight.
See you soon. Sorry for the interruption.
Don't be. Thank you.
Bow and make my
Wait a minute. I think that went well. By all accounts, I think you're doing all right. Didn't piss her off, didn't get an arrow shot at you. Offered to test the poisonous food.
She only thinks I'm a little dumb, so it could be worse.
She already found out you smell bad, so that's out of the way, you know?
Very good, very good. So you make your way back, and
Oh,
Oh, good.
that was good. That was good.
damn, that was the most cold-hearted you've been in this whole campaign, Trevor. Like, you've played vampire overlords, and you've never been colder. That was good.
So you make your way back.
Is she coming?
I told her we'd bring her some leftovers.
You finish your meal unless there's anything else anybody wants to do.
Is there an easier symbol of the Morning Lord to get than the one that is hanging up on the wall in the dining room?
That one's pretty easy.
Can I
So
try shooting my slingshot at the one on the wall in the dining room? I haven't
Okay.
used my slingshot in a really long
By
time.
all means. By all means. Roll the hit.
How big is this thing? Oh, it's just like a.
Well, they're everywhere.
It's
you
like a
know, they're
crucifix
Like,
that
yeah,
would be
yeah,
like
yeah.
above
It's
the
like
doorway.
when people,
Got
when
it.
folks put up crucifixes on their bedroom walls or something like that.
It's
Yeah.
a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Slingshot.
Spittoon sound.
Yeah,
How's it happen?
I really think we're sitting and eating with Vasilka, and I'm just watching it all go down. I feel like there's politeful chit chat between politeful.
Sure, you didn't choose to be born, but like, who does, you know?
I feel like polite is a
as-
word that Winnie would use.
But it's very politeful chit chat.
Yes.
And as Cass says, you know, I'm kind of like
Aiming like underneath the table.
I'm kind of like slinked down in my chair, aiming my slingshot.
Winnie's turned into a Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes, and I aim it like over Drogar at the head of the table at the Morning Lord symbol that's hanging on the wall. And then as Artemis comes walking back in, it's just like, "Paching!" And it just hits it enough that it goes like, shwing, it like swings all the way around and then clatters to the floor.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
I was
And
gonna
then
say
it's just
Drogar's
like-
gonna try to be like thinking it's like a vase or something.
And I'll just be like, I got it. And I'll go get it and put it in my bag.
It's like, oh, thank you, I needed one of those.
Oh yeah, you're coming right in.
Looks like this.
Wow.
Oh,
Cool.
That's cool.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So sort of
looks like
that
sun.
like. Yeah, it's like the rising sun. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I run and grab it, and then as Artemis is walking in, it's yours that you need, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Now we just need the other one.
Hmm?
We're almost done.
Other night.
Vasilka, would you like to accompany us to the library?
The library.
Yes.
You know, I've never been allowed in there before.
Then yes, you should totally see it. It's crazy.
Well,
Winnie, you can't see anything.
well. Yes. Why don't we go?
You should totally feel it. It's real cool.
I will just grab everything. How do you get around if you can't see?
Well, you know, I've only ever known this room and the kitchen and then the chambers upstairs, so I've learned it.
Wow, that is really cool.
Thank
we
you.
have another friend with no eyes.
Really?
Yeah, he cooks too. I
No one ever
actually-
gave him eyes.
No, and nobody ever tried to steal my eyes for him either.
Stay off the
Too
eye
soon?
subject.
Okay,
Stay off the eye
too
subject.
soon.
Remember our discussion about proper etiquette?
Maybe you guys could run like a kitchen together.
Actually,
I don't know, maybe that would be really cool.
that's not a bad idea. Wait, Vasilka,
Yes.
if you enjoy cooking and would like to do it for perhaps a profit at some point, there is an inn in Vallaki that, well,
It could use this another
could
pair of
certainly
hands.
use your hands. But that is not neither here or there. That
It's if you want to go,
Of
and we'll
course.
talk about it.
Well, I don't imagine there's much reason for me to stay here now, and I am searching for, I suppose, something else to do, and I do enjoy cooking. I think it is just such a wonderful way to express yourself. Well, do let me know when you are to leave. I should like to accompany you back to this blue water.
it would be our pleasure.
Great.
But for now, and he will offer Vasilka his arm, allow me to lead you to the library.
Oh, what a gentleman.
And so Drogar will lead Vasilka in our direction going to the library.
Wow.
That's great.
Okay.
Cool. Headed back to the library.
And then Drogar, as you can hear them going down the hallways, like, you know, I once had my own library back
Really?
Tell me
Finally, somebody to listen to my
A new audience.
Kasle, although Winnie can go, I bet she wishes she didn't have ears.